Hey everybody.
Everyone.
Thank
Happy
dog.
TDIF.
Yeah, thank dog it's Friday.
So, if you are new around here, I'm Hillary and I'm here with Patty.
Hello everybody.
And we are the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY, and we like to get together every Friday and do something in honor of our love for pups. And today happens to be National Cook for Your Pet Day.
It is. Can you believe it? The holiday? I love
So
it.
we decided to go ahead and cook for our pets. So we made a very fun, very easy cranberry pumpkin dog treats is what we're going to be making today. And this time of year, I don't know, in my pantry right now, there's usually pumpkin, there's usually cranberries, just because that's the sort of time of year it is. So that was sort of the inspiration for this particular recipe. So
it's perfect for this time of year, this season. Like it's a Thanksgiving treat, it's a fall treat, it's a Christmassy treat. I love that it kind of spans over the next few months that we have coming up. It's the perfect treat. And once you make it for yourself, I think this would be a fun one to bring to like a holiday party for anybody that, any host or hostess that has pups in the house. These would be a fun little gift. And then next week we'll be putting together a little treat jar for you to put it all together. So yeah, I'm super excited to make these treats.
That one totally slipped my mind. So yeah, the little sneak peek for tune in next week, because we have an adorable addition to go along with this recipe. So
I just lost audio.
Oh, can you hear me?
All right. Can you say something again?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh, shoot.
Darn it. All right, let me check the settings.
This is the going live. This is sometimes the technology is you get what you get. So hopefully Patty will get her speakers working.
So my speakers are working, but I still can't hear you.
Maybe try to pop out.
I can pop out. I don't know if it's yours or my side, but I'll pop out.
So yeah, so this one is, you probably got most of the ingredients that you need for this particular recipe in your house already, which is awesome. And as I mentioned, it's a super easy one. I love the kind of texture that these ones come out with. So it's a very fun one, very easy and very forgiving. There's some adjustments that you can make if you want to. But yeah, we'll see if Patty can pop back in here so that we can make these together today. I hope everyone had a really fun Halloween. We had a very quiet Halloween where I live. There's not much trick-or-treaters, so it was quiet at our house, but it sounded like Patty had quite a few trick-or-treaters at hers.
We did. So I can hear you now. So I don't know what happened. It was crazy. But I'm glad I got got that all fixed. Yes, it was such a fun Halloween. It was great to see all the kiddos dressed up in their costumes. And yeah, I was telling Hillary, it was even just fun listening to the parents like talk to their kids and stuff. And there was one dad that was so sweet, and he was just kind of walking away from the treat bowl. I leave a treat bowl out so they can kind of, on the honor, like take whatever they want. And the little boy, I think, wanted more than one or two treats. And the dad was, when they were walking away, said, "You're such a great son." And I was just like, "Oh, that's so sweet."
Yeah.
So it's so fun to see all the kiddos dressed up, and how much fun they have. And it always, every year, it takes me back to when I was a kid,
Yes.
It's such a great tradition.
Yeah,
it is a lot of fun.
So popping back into the recipe here. So the first thing that you're going to need are some oats. And what I've done is just pulse them in like a food processor, just a few pulses. You're not trying to get it all the way down to like a flour. It can still be kind of rustic, but you want it just broken down a little bit. You can skip this step. It'll still work if you don't do this step as well, but this just makes it kind of come together a little bit easier. So it's 1.5 cups of oats, just pulsed a few times in the food processor.
Okay. And I have a cup and I have a half here.
And then our next one is just an egg.
Oh, I forgot my egg. It's in the refrigerator. That's the problem, not me being in the kitchen.
Not being in the kitchen, yep. So this next one is an egg. Like I said, most of these ingredients you probably have on hand already. So just pop that guy in there. We'll wait a minute for Patty to catch up with us. And then obviously, as you can tell by the name of the recipe, we've got pumpkin, we've got cranberry, we've got a little bit of honey and some cinnamon. So those are our sort of fall flavors that are going into this one.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right. I'm all set.
So got our egg and then half a cup of pumpkin, canned pumpkin. And so what you want to make sure when you're getting your pumpkin is just make sure that it's actually just 100% pumpkin. So the ingredient list should just say pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, because pumpkin pie filling can have ingredients that aren't good for dogs.
Yeah.
So
nutmeg and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Not good.
So pop those in there. And then a teaspoon of honey.
Okay.
And it automatic, like that pumpkin smell, that honey, you immediately get that sort of fall flavors wafting. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon.
And I put a little oil on my teaspoon before I put the honey in it so that it comes out that much quicker, which I like. It's a little.
And my trick lately, because I've recently got these little peanut butter jar spatulas.
Yeah.
It works great for like if you have something little trying to get the edges out there.
I love those. Do we have a link for that for anybody?
I don't have that one linked.
Last week.
Yeah, we do for our last week's recipe. I have them linked.
So check out last week's recipe. You can there's a link to that in there. And what did we just do? Cinnamon?
Cinnamon. So 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon.
1/4.
And these are all like you could eyeball. You could eyeball the honey. You could eyeball the cinnamon. This recipe is super forgiving. You don't need to be overly concerned with making
exact measurements
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. I think you need the egg though. I'm glad I went and grabbed the egg.
Yes, the egg is going to be, you can't just skip it.
No.
So, that's going to help it all come together.
Exactly.
And so we're just going to mix this until it's well combined.
Okay.
Which it'll take a second, and there is more moisture, like that pumpkin has plenty of moisture in it and that egg has plenty of moisture. So it'll start to look kind of crumbly and powdery at first, but it will come together. Just be a little patient with it.
Oh yeah, it's coming together nicely.
And it helps, I think that, just kind of pulsing it in the food processor or grinder a little bit at first really helps this part so that they'll hold together nicely. So,
well, there's more surface area for the moisture to kind of hold everything together. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can see that lovely pumpkin-y color.
Oh, there. It smells wonderful. The pumpkin and the cinnamon and the honey.
And then our last little ingredient here, I've got a 1/4 cup of cranberries, and then I dice them. So it's nice to dice them up a little bit just so that they'll be distributed a little bit more evenly throughout the treats. So, and then we're just going to fold these guys in. So, and the color combinations of that cranberry and pumpkin.
So pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah.
And it's nice and rustic. Like you can see the oats. You can see chunks of cranberry.
It's fun to have rustic recipes because I know these are all like all the treats we make are homemade, but rustic recipes really give you that kind of earthy homemade
Yeah.
look to them, which I really love too, which is fun. You don't get that typically with like a store-bought treat.
Yeah.
So pretty.
So there our batter that we're going to be using. And then this part is super simple. You just roll them into some little balls or use a spoon to dollop them out and pop them onto a cookie sheet. So that's what I'm doing today.
Okay.
I've also used this is a little Nordic ware bone cookie sheet. So you can press them into, like if you have something like this, you can also use like a silicone mold as well.
I'm going to try the silicone and see how it does.
So the one thing I will say, the key is trying to get them all roughly the same size. So if you're doing them in the dollops or if you're doing them like in these bones, it's going to determine how long they bake. So since I'm doing dollops this time or balls this time, they'll take a little bit longer because they'll be a little bit bigger. But Patty has little tiny puppers, and so
I do.
She tends to make hers really small. So just adjust that cooking time. And the cooking time for these is going to be 350, and then depending on the size of your treats, mine took about 15 minutes.
Okay. And Ginger is now awake. She is very alert. She's watching my every move over here. Hi. Hi. Do you smell something delicious? I think the other tip you were talking about with these treats, especially the ones in the molds, is that the bottom's brown quickly, right?
Yeah. So what you're seeing, like when it's in the mold, what you're seeing is the bottom of the treat. And so if you're waiting for that to get brown, the top, like when you actually take them out of the molds, the top of that treat has really gotten brown. So mine came out a little bit overdone.
Okay.
The first time that I did them, because I wasn't quite thinking about the fact that like, oh so yeah,
this is going to be
bottom is going to get browner faster. So
right.
Yep. And that'll end up being the top of the treat.
Okay.
So I'm going to rinse my hands real quick.
Yeah, and I think you said 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. So if they're smaller treats, just keep an eye on them. If they're larger treats, they might need a couple more minutes. It just depends.
And I would say, so they don't tend to, you can tell the color has changed. So they start out really this bright orange.
Right.
And they do sort of darken a little bit, but you're not looking for like a golden brown or anything. You're just kind of watching for them to get a little darker. And then if you're doing them like this in the dollops, the bottoms will get darker. So you can kind of pop one up and see how dark the bottoms are getting. And then they'll be soft and chewy in the middle, and not crunchy, but a little bit more done on the outside.
Okay. So I can't wait to do these. This will be fun.
So you can see, and I would say for little treats, like especially that silicone mold, I would be checking at 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, these are tiny.
Yeah, I would.
These are tiny.
I might even, 8 minutes is probably about where you'll end.
Okay. Okay.
So you can see.
Oh, they're adorable. I love that.
There. And then these are my little
They're so cute. Oh, they're so pretty. These would make such great gifts for host and hostess gifts for all your dog loving friends and family. I love this.
All right, Hazel. Can you come over here?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see her.
Yeah, I can see her. I can see her nose. Yay.
So they have been.
Ginger will have to wait at least 8 minutes.
8 minutes of patience.
You're a girl.
So this one, it's so, like I said, so easy. It makes the house smell amazing as they're baking. Give it a try. Let us know how it turns out for you, or let us know like if you make adjustments to this recipe. We'd love to hear like your
Yeah.
own kind of takes and tweaks on
Yeah.
these recipes as well. We have a huge playlist of all kinds of fun recipes, but also crafts and other things. So you can check that out and yeah, spread the word. Um, Leave some comments. We really appreciate like having the interaction with you all. That's what makes this super
Mhm.
fun for us. So
It does.
please, yeah, like spread the word. Let
Yes.
your other dog loving parents know.
Exactly. And we hope we've inspired you to get out there and get
Yep.
cooking for your dogs on National Cook for Your Dog Day.
Yes. All right, everyone. I hope you have a nice weekend and give this recipe a try.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.